Alright everyone, today is the first part of this series I'm going to do. I'm going to go through every single league, I'm going to go through every single club's best individual player. I'm going to start off today in the Premier League because, you know, the biggest, the best, blah blah blah, all that bullshit. I'm only going to do from 20th to 11th, you know, just not got time to do a full 20. So we're going to get straight into it. We're going to start off with Sheffield United. Sheffield United, you know, bottom of the league, it's quite hard to choose from. So I've gone with Gustavo Weimer. He's not been at his best this season, to be honest, but in that side he is still, by his standards, looking quite good. He's got 6.53 match rating on who's scored, which is a bit shit, but it's the best out of any Sheffield United player, so didn't want spoiled for choice. First started watching him when he was at Coventry last season. He got 21 goals and assists in 42 games. As a box-to-box midfielder, he is very complete. He's just as good at back as he is going forward. Got a really good eye for a pass, good in the box. He's just a very, very nice midfield player. For £17 million, I think that's an absolute steal Sheffield United have got. If they can keep him for a while, he's only 26, he's only going to get better. I think they could bounce back to the Premier League in a few seasons. 19th is Burnley, again a really tricky one. You're going to notice in this series, all the teams towards the bottom of the table are really hard to pick from, because there's either a really, really massive standout or everyone's just as shit as each other. I have gone with new boy Sander Berge, signed for £12 million from promotion rivals Sheffield United. He has played decent. He's not played as well as I thought he was going to do. He looked really, really good in the Championship. He always does when he's in the Championship. Really good presence to have, 6'5". But he's so composed on the ball. You look at him, you think, yeah, he's just going to be a big shit ass, isn't he? But he can play football, got a really nice eye for a pass, don't rush his decisions, and he looks good. But I think when you got the whole team struggling around you, they can't pick a midfield really. I don't think when he plays next to Josh Brownhill, I think them two don't really work well together. When you got all them situations against you, you're not really going to kick on. So give it a few years. I really think next year, if they do go down and he stays, he's going to be a really good standout player, because every time he's in the Championship, he looks well. 18th, easy one for once. Luton Town or Barnsley South. Fucking just pick any one of the players that stole off us. The answer's obviously Ross Barkley, 30 years old, got him on a free transfer off Nice. He's been fucking excellent. I think pound for pound, best signing by a mile. He's definitely up there with, you know, players of the season. Every time I watch him, especially against the big boys, he always is the standout performer. I remember seeing him against Arsenal, Liverpool, and all those games, he were fucking pulling the strings. You know, he's got really good, you know, eye for a pass, but you can put him anywhere in that midfield. At the start, we playing him more attacking. He was getting forward. Like I remember the Arsenal game, he was just picking apart that defence, not scared to drive at him. Has some really nice passes. But as the season's gone on, he's played deeper and deeper. Went to an 8, and now he's at a 6, where I think he does look really good. He can push forward, but it's just not what they need. But yeah, he's playing as a 6 now, dictating play, and just any time I see Luton Town, I've got one of the big 6 to play. I know he's going to run the fucking show. 17th, Forest. There were 2 big names that were either Gibbs White or Wanyi, but I've gone with Wanyi. How do you say it? Wanyi. 26 years old, from Nigeria. Signed him for, how much? I've got it on my laptop here. £17 million from Union Berlin. I thought last season, towards the end of it, he was really starting to kick on, chipping in with some goals. He got 10 goals last season, 27 starts. But this season, he has been fucking brilliant, but he got so unlucky with that injury. I think it was November he got injured, but before that, he had 12 starts and 6 goals, you know. A goal every 2 games. You can't argue with, you know, it's a team that's 17th with a striker who can score that much. If they still had him in the team, they would not be struggling right now. They'd be at least 14th, 13th. When you look at him, you think he's just going to be a big fucking target man, but he is so complete. You know, I like him when he drifts out wide. You don't see him do it as much anymore, but when he was at Berlin, he used to love doing that. Getting out wide, being creative, getting his body about, linking up play. But I felt this season he's really started to playing well as a poacher, being a clinical finisher, getting himself into right positions, and he's got Gibbs White to provide. He don't need to be linking up play like he was before. But now that he's just finishing off chances, being, you know, better number 9, he has been fucking excellent. He's a lot better with his runs. They're playing very, you know, counter-attacking football sometimes, you know. But when he's got someone like as good as Gibbs White's behind him, fucking hell, they're scoring for fun, them two. 16th, Everton. They're going to be a bit fucking controversial, I think, but I've gone with Jordan Pickford. A lot of people would say DCL, but I think Pickford, just over the last few years, he just proved himself to be that steady. Easily one of the most underrated players I've seen in my lifetime. For England, he has always been fucking quality. You know, I've got so many good memories of him. At 2018 World Cup, first ever keeper to send us through penalties. Even the Euros, if, you know, 3 players didn't bottle it, would have fucking won a Euro, but what can you do? Well, he's been at the club since 2017, I think. It was £30 million from Boyle Club Sunderland, you know. He is a Mackham, so you're going to have to rank him down for that. A lot of people, give him stick, T-Rex arms, fucking short lad, but he has been solid. You can ask a lot of non-Everton fans, they will say they don't rate him, but majority of people at Everton, with how consistent he's been for how long is it now, 6 years, they do rate him, and I think he is so underrated. This summer, he should definitely be starting in the Euros. I don't care what anyone says. He's already got 58 caps. He always performs for Southgate. I don't get why we'd drop him. Next for Brentford is obviously Ivan Toney. The minute he's came back into squad, Brentford have finally started shooting up the table. They were threatening with relegation before. He's such a different and better player than us before. I remember watching him. He used to play for Barnes. I didn't remember much of him because I was only a bairn. But I remember him at Peterborough. They signed him from Peterborough, Brentford for £5 million. But he was in League One. I remember it was a Boxing Day. We had Steve Evans as manager, the fat prick. And he just was such a different player. Nowadays, he's big, he's strong, he links up play better than anyone else in the league. He scores a wide variety of goals. You see him outside the box, set pieces, poachers goals. But before he was just, liked to be a fast striker, play him a counter attack. He just wasn't the player he is now, but he's gone through such a drastic change. Excellent season last year. Everyone was raving on about him. Everyone wanted to sign him. Got 20 goals in 33 games. But when he started betting, a few hackers and kind of fucked him up. But that's not seemed to have stopped him. He's played 9 games since he's come back from his ban, 4 goals. And he has just been brilliant. I think his blinking up of play and all, non-scoring stuff he's dropped off a bit with, but what do you expect when you've not played for 9 months? Next is Palace. I've gone with another player. I remember loved watching him when he was in the EFL. I've gone with Eberici, is that what you say? Eze. It was so nice to watch that QPR. It went to Palace for 17 million from the It was brilliant. In the Championship, he was absolutely skin defenders alive. He'd just run like no one were behind him. He was such a good dribbler with the ball. He looks like he glides with it all the time. Can pick out a nice pass. Not scared to, have a shot on goal. He's just a really, really good player to watch. He's one of them you watch football for. With him injured and also my second choice, Elise, Palace have been quite shit this year, but when we're coming back into the squad, you can see the massive difference, and they're not in any trouble relegation. Next up is Bournemouth, and I'm going to fucking eat my words. Dominic Solanke. For the fucking longest time, I thought he was a complete pile of wank. Ever since he came from Liverpool, he was the biggest flop, couldn't score for fuck. He was just so shit. Selling him for £20 million, it looked like Scousers, rob someone like they always do. He could have never acted in Premier League when they got relegated. I think that was absolutely perfect for him. In his first season in the Championship, he got 30 goals. And that's what, when I thought it was finally going to start kicking in. But he didn't. He didn't really kick in last year in the Premier League. You did see he was getting involved in play a lot better, looked a lot better on the ball, but making good runs. We're getting involved. You knew he was playing. Sometimes before he looked like he fucking ghosted, but this season he's been a completely different player. He's finally started bagging goals, which has always been a massive part lacking from his game, because everything else he has been alright with. But he's just finally getting himself in the right positions to finish goals and get more assists, and just the final finish, what he's always lacked, he's finally got to him, and now he's just looking unstoppable. Next is Fulham. Didn't really like any of the options. I gone with Paulinho. He was fucking brilliant last season. He's not really kicked on as well as he did last season, but he still is playing well. His performance last season, people don't realise how fucking good it was from a newly promoted side to get him 10th, being the star player. That does take a lot of doing. But when they play without him, they just look like such a different team. They don't click, they don't pass as well, but it breaks up all the play that you need. He can link play up, got a decent passing range, can play it all over the pitch. Is what, they needed to kick on, and I think wouldn't have got 10th without him, would have been in the relegation fate without him. Going to finish off the list now with 11th place, Chelsea. Fucking hell. You'd think with £1 billion super squad I'd have a lot to choose from, but there's really one standout option for me, and that was Enzo Fernandez. After an impressive World Cup winning campaign, Chelsea bought him for £120 million. That's a British record transfer fee still to this day. But of all the fucking stupid signings that club's made, he looks like the only one of real value, despite being £120 million. He can play anywhere in midfield. He could play as a 6, he can play as an 8. And he can even, play as number 10, he's very, very creative. In terms of passing range, I can't think of that many players better than him. He's got a really, really good long ball pass. He can pick it out from fucking anywhere. But the Chelsea side, where it keeps changing, you're signing about 20 new players every week, is the only player who will be guaranteed in that team sheet no matter where he's playing. He's just good. I do prefer him as a number 6. I think when he's at 6, he can, help team play it out from back, and he can ping out some really nice balls. I think Chelsea's biggest problem is the fact they can't break down for shitty teams. They do alright against, you know, the big boys, City and Liverpool and that, because they are allowed to play. But when they play someone shit, you need someone who's, you know, nice and composed and can pick out that final pass just to dissect them and get them goals. But when he's been playing, I don't think Pochettino's been using him right, and I think that's why they have really struggled this year. Anyways, that's enough of me rambling. That's part 1 finished. Part 2, I'll go from 10th to 1st in the Premier League. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I'd appreciate, you know, if you liked, subscribe, comment, all that shit. And I'm going to go watch the rest of the Newcastle-Chelsea game because I've missed it just to film this. You're welcome, lads.